Exhibition reports ancient age. Roman farming. Rome had a very fine land, and many people in Rome farmed. Here are some tools that the Romans used: a thallus, a tribulum, and an ard plow. Roman government. People in Rome were divided into different classes. There were plebeians, patricians, and slaves. Patricians were wealthy Roman citizens, and they lived in very big Roman houses. They used slaves to do all their work. Plebeians were citizens of Rome, and they were usually tradesmen or craftsmen. Slaves had nothing, they had no rights, and they could not do anything. Plebeians and patricians would go to the assembly to vote here. Roman society. Roman society is like a pyramid, like it shows you here. At the top is the emperor because he has the most power. At the bottom are the slaves, and at the middle there are equestrians, plebeians, freed slaves, patricians, and senators. Roman music. Roman music was very important to the Romans because it helped them think. Roman language. The Roman Empire was really big, with people speaking many languages. The two most common languages were Latin and Greek. But Latin was the Roman language, the one they made. They spoke Latin more than Greece. Latin was spoken in the military, the politics spoke Latin, and in the presentation they would speak Latin. Latin was the language of the law. Roman education. Roman education was based on Greek education. The only kids who got good education were the children from the rich, but the poor children could get very bad education or no education at all. The school was one class, one teachers, and the teachers were very badly paid, but they worked for hours. And the schools were very, very strict. Roman arts. The Romans loved the Greek arts, and when they took over Greece, they brought some Greek artists to Rome to teach the Romans how to make art the Greek way. The Romans also took their cultures. Roman entertainment. The Romans loved the Colosseum. The Colosseum is where people would fight, and for the Romans, blood and animals eating humans was fascinating for them. The Romans also enjoyed open-air theaters or normal theaters. Roman sports. One of the Roman sports were jumping, wrestling, boxing, and racing. Those were the main sports. Roman transportation. The Romans did get around. They used boats, chariots, carts, and foot. It was important to bring goods when they were going to where they had to go and to bring goods back. Roman war. If you had read books about the Romans, you would know that they were a very big empire and they took many cities and countries. And they also had many civil wars. Here are some wars that they were in: the Punic Wars, the First Punic Wars, and the Third Servile War. The Third Servile War was a civil war, but the First Punic War and the Punic Wars was against Carthage. The Romans believed in many things, and they also believed in many gods. The Romans copied many of the gods, but they especially liked the Greek gods. When they took over Greece, they took their gods and named them into their own gods and said it was their own. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.